So we are going into it. And then if you know anybody who sings in the church who is a backup singer, tell them today is their day. Today's topic, a great backup singer. Who is a great backup singer? Being a backup singer is a very hard task and it requires a lot. But I think most of us take backup singing for granted. In some countries, backup singers charge loads and loads of money just to do backup for you. In today's discussion, we are limiting it to the church. Now, as a backup singer, your mood influences the congregation a whole lot. You need to psych yourself before you get on stage. As a backup singer, you don't just come and then you see somebody singing and then you decide to go on stage. You might not be in the best of moods. Our facial expressions as backup singers also influences the congregation. We are going to look at all of those things. And then as a backup singer, you must always also make sure that you are in tune with the Holy Spirit. Always invite the Holy Spirit, the presence of the Holy Spirit, before you go on stage. Don't just wake up and then go on stage. Please share the page for me. If you are here, kindly share. Kindly share. Okay. Now, as backup singers, this is about worship. What we usually do sometimes when worship is ongoing is that when there's a call to worship, if the lead singer pauses and then that's a call to worship for us to, come in with our prayers by opening our mouth. And the moment the lead singer stops singing and that's a call to worship, the whole background goes quiet. The backup singers go quiet. It's like we don't know what to do. But that's not the right thing. But as a backup singer, once there's a call to worship, you do your part as a backup singer by you either hum the song that was being sung before the call to worship, or you just open your mouth in prayer, you open your mouth in worship to still engage the congregation. You don't just go quiet as a backup singer. You only go quiet when the lead singer has asked that everything or instruments go down, or you pay attention to the lead singer. But do not take a step back once there's a call to worship. We have to work on that. We do that a lot. A whole lot of times we do that. Whatever we do, the congregation members also take cue from us. So our mood determines the mood of the congregation members. Most of the time, they are not even looking at the lead singer because sometimes their attention is on you once you are standing there. So whatever you do, how you lift your hands when you are worshiping, how you close your eyes, how you put yourself in the mood, can influence the congregational members' mood as well. So please, let's look at that. If you're a backup singer, do well to work on that. Our seriousness, how lively we are on stage is also a determining factor of the response we get from the congregation. If the backup singers are dull, it affects the congregation. Then they also don't see the need to put themselves into the worship or into the ministration that is going on. So mood, facial expression, gestures are very important if you're a backup singer. The ministration starts with us. We always have to be alert as backup singers. You don't have to be in the church and then be outside the church in your mind. You always have to be alert. Absent-mindedness is not for a backup singer. So please, now, there are some few points that I want us to discuss. Some basic do's and don'ts. 1, I've listed about 5 or 6, so I'm going to go into them. Because of time, I'll be running through these ones. Number 1, know that you are not leading. If you are a backup singer, know that you are not leading. Do not raise songs until you've been signaled to do so by the lead singer. Know that someone is leading, someone is standing in front of. Even if the lead singer seems to have run out of songs, do not, under any circumstance, raise songs unless you've been signaled to do so. It is not right. Don't ad-lib. Your job is to back up. Do not ad-lib. A lead singer could be singing Dana say, then you'll be there. Dana say no yo, that you are doing the job of the lead singer. If the lead singer chooses not to ad-lib, please just follow. Do not cross that line or that boundary and then by taking the lead to ad-lib. It is not done. It is not right. It is so unprofessional. So let's take note of that. Ad-libbing is not your business. There are some lead singers, they decide that during the first 3 verses of this song, I just want us to go without any ad-libbing. Then you hear a backup singer behind doing ad-libs when you haven't asked them to. So please, a backup singer does not ad-lib. Point number 2, look good. Yes, it is very important. A lot of people come to church and then in their heads, I am not a lead singer, or may praise and worship, me leading. So they come looking shabby or not looking too smart. But it's important for you to look good. You stand in front of the congregation and you have to look good. I mean, looking good is not something that we even have to beg you to. Once you stand in front of people, the Holy Spirit likes beautiful things. So, nyame unkonkron, opade ayefe. Enti, oto nyoma, now we will be on backstage, whether you're a lead singer or you're a backup singer, please try and look good. Don't dress anyhow and then come and stand as a backup singer. Somebody can tell. People tell them, say, yes, somebody, we all grew, I mean, from somewhere where we can even wear bathroom slippers, even to rehearsal. It was banned that nobody wears bathroom slippers to rehearsal, you know. Just, you are doing this work for God. God likes beautiful things. So don't put it at the back of your head that as I'm going, I'm just going to back. So there's no point. I mean, let me just wear this and go. It's so important that you look good. Your image, the image you create on stage, is important. You should know that people look at you. Please. Point number 3. Pay attention. As a backup singer, pay attention. Stop staring. Stop looking around, especially during praises and worship time. In fact, during song ministration, I mean, once you are backing, know that you have to pay attention. Some people look at people dancing and then they forget that they actually have to come in at a point that they have to go. Yes, Nana at the Pasquare creates good image. Yes, thank you. People dance, some people can actually dance in church and then we are all taken aback. But once you are on stage as a backup singer, just keep reminding yourself that I'm here to work. And so you don't lose track of why you are on stage. Make conscious efforts. Some people can actually look at other cars driving in. Then once the lead singer has finished the solo and that is waiting for them to come in. Soprano has sang, alto has sang, and one tenor singer is busy looking outside. Then the parts go off. Let's look at that. So that is a don't. I mean, you should pay attention. Don't be distracted as a backup singer. Point number 4. Know your lyrics. Know your lyrics as a singer, as a... Nah, Nana de Pasque. I see they look at cars, Tony. It's true. Oh, I'm loving you already, Nana. I'll invite you here one day. So, know your lyrics, please. If you know you don't know the lyrics to a particular song that has been raised, but you're already on stage, you found yourself on stage already, then please, it is better to keep mute, and wait for that song to pass before you come in. Do not stand on stage and fumble. Now, it doesn't look professional. In fact, a distracted congregation, no, or be to me, somebody will be there and will just be looking at you and laughing, having fun just because you are fumbling with the lyrics. So if you do not know the lyrics, just kindly mute after that song. But fortunately for some of us, I think this COVID has come to help us, because now the mask covers a lot of these things. So yeah. And then under that same know your lyrics, concentrate. Sometimes you know the lyrics, but because you're not concentrating, you end up singing where you're not supposed to sing. That's important. Point number 5, control yourself. This is similar to paying attention. We have some backup singers. I'm tempted to mention one person I know. This guy can actually leave the stage and join the congregation members in dancing when he's supposed to be backing. Sometimes we get too excited, you forget where you have to come in. Sometimes you dance and then you leave your microphone. It is not professional. In as much as you're so excited, it is not professional. It is not done. That thing must stop. Obika, that nonsense must stop. Please, let us be professionals. And then also, please, we are all there to worship. Control yourself. The Holy Spirit can be controlled. Do not enter the Spirit so much. We're to the extent, say, you've left the song for the Evans. I know you know the person. We're to the extent, say, you've left the song for the lead singer. If you are backing that moment, just try and then align yourself to the work you are doing. You are working, you are on duty. So do not, go out of your zone and then enter the Spirit so much that you don't know when you have to respond, or you don't know when you have to come in. Please, let's work on that. There are days when, of course, you can't really have control over yourself when the Holy Spirit is knocking. But once you are standing there as a backup singer, you are working. Let's help and make the work flow. So I guess yes, the Holy Spirit, the Holy Spirit. Hey, I'm buying cry. The Holy Spirit must slap some backup singers, but it's true. Sometimes they go off. We go off if we happen to be in the Spirit so much. Now, there are some technicalities that I don't want to touch on today. We'll discuss this next time. I want to bring in a professional to discuss that with us. As in, example, harmonizing. How to harmonize our volume dynamics as a backup singer. How to, know when to shout, when not to shout, when to come in, when not to come in. Our breathing is also another dynamic that we need to learn. Our blending arts, And then for this one, I will have to invite a professional to take us through. Now, playing the role of a backup singer can make or unmake a ministration. So let's not see ourselves as not important. The backup role is just as important as the lead role. So please, if you're a backup singer, don't see yourself as not important. Don't stay home late and say, "Meko ikra, meko baake." I'm being prompted that my time is almost up. But I'll conclude by saying that let us take our position in the church as backup singers seriously. Know that you are just as important. You matter so much. Some say, like I said, some singers tend to think that we give the lead singers more respect than the backup singers, which is not true, because the backup singers are equally needed. Me, for instance, if I'm leading praise and worship, whoever is backing me is so important to me. There are some people you wouldn't want them to back you because of their attitude, because of the mood, because of how they look, because of how they respond, their gestures. It brings your spirit down. So know that you are important as a backup singer. So let's work together on our demeanor, our charisma, and our zeal as backup singers. And at the end of the day, the glory will be for God, and we will take the funds. I hope you loved this session. I hope I've been of help to us as backup singers, and I hope this has been interesting. I have news for you. Save the dates. Save the dates. God willing, on the 3rd of March. 3rd March. Helena Darko, thanks for joining. 3rd of March, Team Kuks is going to bring you a live worship session. I mean, we have to practice what we preach, don't you think? So watch out. On the 3rd of March, we are bringing you a live worship session. You shouldn't miss this for anything in the world. Join us on the 3rd of March and have fun. We'll come your way again next week. Today, I'm still giving out airtime. Our first 5 people who joined us, who commented, maybe Lamwa, you joined us, but I'll pass your airtime to somebody else. That's my mom, by the way. So I will give her the airtime. So the airtime will go to Victoria Inshura, Ivan Sefa, Auntie Pat Makanta. Auntie Pat Makanta, she's a sponsor, so she's not getting airtime. Gertrude, Fine Wine, yes. Actually, let me list it before I miss somebody. So Victoria Inshura, Gertrude, Evans, Kukumens, and Dulcie Quason. If Mami Kunedu, you join me, but unfortunately I can't send you airtime because you are not in the country. So this has been a nice session. Let me know if you liked it, and then also don't forget, Nana Adepa Square, please inbox me. You've been a blessing today, so I want to specially give you airtime. You really contributed and made today's session fun, so kindly inbox me your number so I send you your airtime. Yeah, thanks so much for joining me. So God willing, next week Wednesday we'll meet again. It's been GATS, Gospel According to Singers. Don't forget to share the page. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Miss Kuks. Turn on your post notifications so anytime we come online, you get to join us. And there's one more information. I'll drop it when I remember. So share the page, and thanks for joining us. I love you all. Stay safe. COVID is real. Please observe the protocols. Goodbye. Go so strong, yeah.